Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So Electronic Superjoy is a pretty simple game. Right now I got two buttons. I got jump and move. Well, actually, I guess 4 buttons, or 2 buttons, because I can move in 2 different directions. I'm going to jump a lot and then move a lot. That will develop a little bit over time, of course. My FPS went to 5th. I left mumble notifications on, whoops. And I probably shouldn't have said that. Like, that's the basic Electronic Superjoy. You can run, you can smash. Nothing too crazy about it. Don't make me pause this game. It's the FPS, not the actual, not any sound. It just makes it look worse. This will get crazier and more optimized as levels, well, not optimized, but just crazier as levels kind of change up. This is a game about just holding right as much as you can to avoid wasting time. Like, this level you can essentially cross without ever without ever letting go of the right key. I am just unable to get this kill for some reason. It is a slightly tight kill. There we go. Like I said, I'm bad at this game. This game also features a lot of auto-scrollers and pseudo-auto-scrollers. This game, for example, this level, for example, isn't actually an auto-scroller. If you hit the right side of the screen, it will keep scrolling. It just goes a little bit faster. As you can see, using the slam a lot is pretty important too, just to just land faster and be able to keep moving. Spinny circles are teleporters. I am choking.
It's like dropping a Tetris piece.
Huh?
The stomp.
The stomp's actually pretty cool in that it is instant. You just go straight down. I don't think there's even an animation, it's just like by the way or at the bottom. That level's not actually in the list of levels. Like, it's in the game, but you can't choose it, and it doesn't apply to your time, so... And if you're playing the game for the first time and skip it, you can, you don't have to do it, so it's just skip through the menu. It only saves like a second doing that, but, a second save is a second save. There we go. This game plays a lot visually with character. For example, that last sequence, like this sequence right here, I am constantly being blinded by myself, essentially. Like, you have to follow the eyes more so than the character model. The question is, can you keep up with the character if you can't actually see him fully? Slamming has the advantage where will bounce you further on these little up arrows, but when you do so, you will also spend more time in the air, and it's kind of a problem for these jumps because you want to really go as low as possible, but sometimes you're forced to slam, and once you slam once, you have to keep slamming. It's sort of like this Slam 22. But it helps out here. This level's real. Some of the tutorial levels are in the game, and I'm not sure why it's only a few. Welcome to missiles. These guys are a pain in the butt. Something I'll do from time to time too is reset the screen, just to progress it along further. For example, this level's an auto. This is just an outright auto scroller. It's not pseudo. I cannot scroll the screen, but if I reset, the game goes a little bit faster. You can slam down missiles. I think it actually gets explained, but I forget. Slam everything. This level has low gravity, and goes from horizontal to vertical. This is when the slam really gets important, because you need to be constantly on the move, and there's a few low gravity levels, and aside from one where if you slam you will instantly die, you need to just constantly be slamming. This is the bug I've been getting lately where the level doesn't end and I get an achievement for a level I'm not on. I had this happening yesterday and I've never seen it before yesterday night, so I guess that bug is still around. I didn't get an achievement this time. There is an achievement for beating this level without using the stomp. However, it's a pain in the butt. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. The short one, though. So you can control how the missiles move. They're always going to be homing. Some of them have different like loops. Uh-oh. So I'll show you guys in a second. Homing lets you do kind of a lot of cool stuff. At least for staying alive. As they get close, if I jump, you'll just see them rise, and that gives me enough distance where I'll survive, instead of them just hitting me in the face and killing me. That will come up more later on. And I'm trying to get a certain movement. There we go. I think it's actually not even the fast way to do that, but I just like that easy bounce. Exciting cutscenes. Now, the boss fights in this game are a little bit different. Half of it is a platforming section normally, and the other half will be some very indirect fight. So, for example, boat fight is actually split in 3 phases. Oh, wait, this one does have a direct fight. So, boat fight actually has a really direct fight. But for the most part, bosses in the game are kind of do something and then it will kind of die on its own. Don't need to do this one. Here's a direct fight, the most direct of fights. This game doesn't go full 2-hoo though. You can pretty much stand in one spot and not get shot for most of this mission. Transition up when he transitions up and not die. The reason you skip these transition levels, even though it doesn't save a lot of time, is because it takes forever to actually leave the screen. And I'm going to reset possibly a lot here. You can manipulate the RNG in this level. Too many jumps. Like guess a couple more tries and I'll just have to finish it normally. So, you summon missiles when you land on those spots. There you go, and that should do it. One last missile spawns. I did enough damage to skip his second phase. His second phase, he'll start looping back and forth again, and that's what takes so much time because his acceleration and deceleration is incredibly slow. It takes forever to get moving. And now you can just hop in place waiting for the teleporter to spawn. So this is the second world now. The game starts you off with what I think is one of the hard levels in the game, just because of the constant movement and the missiles. That was not going to end well. Controlling the missiles is something you have to more or less get used to. It really is just stick to them as close as you can without dying, but finding that boundary is not the simplest thing in the world. Also, Smash is now gone. We now have a double jump. We are, I guess the Ably Pixels or something for a bit. Actually, the Ably Pixels gets directly referenced, I think, at the next level. This is, I think, the longest level in the game. And is pure ascent. There are like 2 screens where you go to the side. Double jump got eaten. The ascent levels are normally kind of odd just because the game's really not made for it. Like, the only tool you have normally to really change your vertical height is, you know, jumping and slamming. For some reason I'm trying to double jump as quickly as possible. So maintaining your vertical control is not something this game was really made for. And stuff like the sticky walls, the sticky, oddly gross sounding walls, a little bit hard to climb up to. Like, you can't just spam. It is like the world's smallest skip. It's actually better to reset there if you get the spawn I had, because I wouldn't have been able to make it, and it would have costed a couple more seconds to actually go through that section. That is not how you're supposed to do this section, but it's the fast way to do it. You have to do a pretty tricky double jump afterwards to beat the timing, and this is the Ably Pixels reference level, which... if you ever played the Ably Pixels, this is pretty much the Ably Pixels. They do this trick a lot. Unfortunately, it's really hard to slide and fall off the wall. You're in no hurry at the start of the level. It's because of the scrolling nature, and that missile is a huge pain in the ass. There we go. That sequence is oddly difficult. You have just enough time to make those jumps. Oh, yeah. powers, no double jump, no slam, no nothing. Just pure dodging. Oh, gonna have to do the slow strat. I choked and went for safety and still died. There we go. You can sync this up just by restarting and holding right. So the missiles do vary a bit from level to level. For example, these missiles are super fast, and you have to kill them. You actually have to kill 2 waves of missiles to reach the exit without dying. These little horn beetles will chase me down. I think they only come up in this level in like maybe 1 or 2 more. They're not the most threatening enemy, but they can be annoying because you can't land next to them. You just don't jump fast enough. You can slam through the spike balls. The advantage is you get a you survive pretty much, and you can use that to go in a place you really shouldn't. That means I managed to hit the slam as I hit the arrow. Oh, it's doing it again. It's doing it again. So I don't know what's up with that bug, just because, like I said, I only started seeing it yesterday, and I've stopped getting Chivos from it, so it's a lot less fun. It also disables my jump for some reason. I think this is the second to last level. You get different timings depending on the resets you have, which can be critical in some cases. This is another low gravity level. Or I think slightly slower than the screen transition, or slightly faster. And will only really matter in, I think, 1 sequence. Like, there's just enough jump to make, or just enough gravity to make some of those small jumps without having to slam. Speed gaming. The manipulation. Lost the track, but that's okay. This is for the AGDQ bonus stream in 2014, and it took me forever because this sequences just seem really hard if you don't manipulate it. The last run, that's fine. The hard part, you can't see shit. And you can still die here, by the way. Those enemy spawns start getting more and more threatening as you proceed. Those little laser guys are a real chore to deal with. You pretty much can't be in front of them. Even if you get like a sort of half-ass slam laser into them, the front, it doesn't really work that well. Uh-oh. Just died. Bop. This is like the most auto scroll you have. Auto scrollers. I forgot about that one. There's like one enemy I forgot about it before the next checkpoint. Damn. There's the one enemy. Also, I can't see the bottom of my screen right now. Sucks, sorry. Yeah, being unable to see the bottom of the screen makes some sequences harder. Actually, this I was wrong. This is a pseudo auto scroller. Different level. It's much less fun. You want to hold back here because of those guys. You don't really have the space to dodge them either. Ooh la la. There you go. This level has a pretty massive skip that actually got patched out and reintroduced, I believe. The developer for this game, Michael Todd's been pretty supportive of the speedrunning community. Like being able to manipulate some of the spawns for the bosses used to not be in the game. It actually got taken out of the game for a bit because it is a bug. And he patched it back in once he saw runners were using it, and they all complained and said, wait, I need this for speedruns. Unfortunately, my timing was a bit off, so I'll have to resync this a bit more manually. You cannot slam through lasers normally, so being able to slam through that one is just a quirk with that. Slams are off. I'm the worst jammer. That was also one of the levels I had a bug out on me while practicing that just didn't end. I got a free Chivo. It's nice because you get an achievement, and it was for something, holiday stuff I hadn't done before, but it's kind of weird because it was a random achievement. Watch as I confuse which section I'm in. It's actually one of the harder jumps in the game. You can't slam into that star. You just won't make the jump. You have to be holding right as you kind of approach it, which is kind of unique for the game because most stuff you can kind of slam into and be fine. That was weird. Sorry about this. Okay. This one is not suited at all, and as you can see by the big giant death beam, this game does not want me to proceed. Death beam's kind of odd.
Studio.
Hmm?
I said I believe in you.
Thank you, Cook.
Except for I don't believe in your dropped frames.
So, oh yeah, my internet cuts out for like a few seconds every, I don't know. What the heck? Every, like either 5 minutes or like 3 hours. For some reason I just can't control myself right now. There we go. I feel like my game is breaking. You know, I'm thinking it could be my bitrate. It is fluctuating all over the place. I don't know if it could, Josh, you can handle it. I don't know how good his internet is. Okay, let's do that. Last power, flight.
So did you drop from 5K to 3K bitrate then?
I've been between like 2K and 4K. Like it's fluctuating just non-stop. And
For a 2D indie flash game?
man, I got a good internet connection. Also, I haven't adjusted my
If
server
only
in
we
forever.
had quality options.
You know?
Do we have quality options?
No, we don't.
I thought we did.
That's
It's also not
kinda
based on my
yeah.
internet. We're using ESA's internet. Or the computer that was
Yeah,
used for ESA, rather.
Yeah, for the restream. It's hard. Be at the very edge. I feel like I should have gotten more sleep and eaten before I did this run. So tell me about donuts.
What type of donuts do you want to know about?
Anything that can replace my empty stomach, metaphorically.
How about my favorite, the glazed sour cream donuts?
Wait, what? Alright, I'll
It's a
need some
cake.
details.
There's two type of main donuts that I make at our bakery. There's cake donuts, and then there's yeast donuts. Cake uses a batter, while yeast uses, you know, the standard yeast flour dough mixture.
Normal bread shenanigans.
And so the sour cream glaze, it's special because it has a unique cracking pattern, because it's cooked longer at a lower temperature in oil, and by low temperature I mean it's right around 375 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, compared to about 420 or higher for, not pun intended, for other types of cake donuts. And it cracks on both sides, and then it's coated in glaze, basic sugar glaze. And it has, doesn't really taste that much like sour cream. It has a slight sour cream flavor. It's not kind of like maybe some types of cream cheeses might. Not quite the same, but, you know, somewhere around that kind of flavor. Like, and they're very, very good.
So if you're going to AGDQ and I ask you to bring sour cream donuts, that is an option.
I asked, I asked about putting in a special order at the bakery to pick up on this first or second to bring, and they said, yeah, just let us know and I can make one up. So I could get like a couple dozen donuts for maybe like $20.
Damn it! It did the thing. It did the end of level glitch again. I'm hyped for donuts. I am not a donut aficionado. I have eaten like probably less than 20 types of donuts.
At our bakery, every day we make between maybe 9 and 12,000 donuts.
A lot of donuts.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I should explain this boss fight here. This is the Groove Wizard from the beginning of the game. You just have to slam his heart 3 times. That's weird. And really, the big thing is to just keep going. I'm missing really simple jumps, and I think I'm just really, really hungry. I don't think the donut talk helped me get less hungry.
Very surprising.
Oh no. I messed up the timer. Whoops.
He's gonna be so underestimate now.
Yep,
Actually,
nice
he's
going.
overestimate right now.
I am totally overestimated. I'm playing like shit. I am not the best at this game, but this is a bad run on my part. But like I said, I'm really hungry.
Timer reset at 34 minutes exactly.
Oh, what do you know? Hey, I've got glitches I can use as an excuse though, as levels have not ended 3 times because they didn't want to. I'm going to see something I've only seen happen once, which is the missiles reach the end of the screen. Son of a bitch did it again! It's an auto-scroller! It's a long auto-scroller! I blame SRG5. You know what? I beat that level.
I blame the lack of donations.
I reached the end of that level. I don't want to do that. That's like a minute long. It's a pain to start from there. This is the next level. We're going to the next level. I do not remember ESJ being so... like, this is a weird bug because I've never seen it happen before. And it's also confusing. Like, you can't jump either. Like you're just locked to the ground. You can move left and right. But like half the levels end when with you in the air above a bottomless pit. If you go too far off screen, you die. A little better finish. There you go. I'm just trying to put us back on schedule. I know we're behind. I'm doing a bad job of it. Time.
World fucking record.
246. Congrats on the unbeatable run.
So that's literally 246 overestimate.
Yes. Probably with like a minute and a half maybe of